In this episode of Don't Bother Wearing Seatbelts, we'll be talking to the shut-ups about their recent release, Proverbs, and as always, much more.
I can say this because you're paywalled, right? You are paywalled.
You won't be paywalled when this comes out.
Okay.
Wow.
I was gonna express
or I don't know,
appreciation
Rudy,
for your
will they?
paywall.
They should not be paywalled. I don't think so.
It keeps the riffraff out. This is good.
Sure.
And it really focuses the mind. I mean, if I'm going to, like, I paid $3 for one of your podcasts yesterday.
Oh, you did?
And, or the other day, and I really, really, really listened to it because I'm not going to shell out that kind of money and not pay close attention. So
Clock's ticking. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's stuff I would tell you. I was prepared to tell you if we were behind the paywall, that now I might have to just kind of...
I guess we screwed up then.
Obfuscate.
Yeah.
There's no one living uglier than I. Suppose you'll ask me how I got this way. I got this way from kissing girls.
How is it that the both of you still have full color in your hair while I'm like completely gray and I was 9 in 1990?
You were not. Oh, wow. Okay.
We're being denied our full.
You had a hard life?
I don't know. Whatever.
Maybe it's a testosterone thing.
Yeah.
Maybe they've got more testosterone
than
me.
I have heard that high levels of testosterone result in baldness and premature graying.
Well, thankfully, I've only got one of the two going. But okay, we are here to talk about the new album by the Shut Ups, and it's called Proverbs. And this is actually your guys' 8th album. Is that correct?
Technically, it's 7 albums and an EP, but the EP was pretty long and for an EP, and this one's really long for an LP, so it averages out to 8.
Right.
Okay, fair enough. I can buy that. What was the reasoning behind making this a double CD?
Well, I was reading the biblical book of Proverbs.
Okay.
For some inspiration here. I always liked the idea that songs were giving advice, sometimes highly dubious advice. And so I just wanted to make the advice more explicit and to give the feeling that we were covering every topic under the sun. I thought maybe doing a double album was the way to do it.
I will say that having listened to the album, I would have never guessed that your initial the path to this album was biblical in nature.
I will say I didn't even put together all the biblical references after having even listened to the record probably 3 or 4 times. And I was like, why is it called Proverbs? And then it kind of hit me, and I looked at the other materials. But yeah, no, I mean, this is definitely a guide for better living in many ways. That was something that struck me even before I picked up on the whole biblical reference element to it all.
Well, Don, is this a guide for better living, or is this a misguide for better living?
Oh, it's more of a misguide, probably.
You ran away, I let you go. You broke my heart and I forgave you to my kids, my kitty cats, and I support you in full. But do I do it 'cause I love you? How about this instead? I'm only heaping coals of fire on your head, on your head. You got me fired. I think too much. You called the cops. I took your side. You broke my jaw. I let it heal, and then I broke it myself. I didn't do it 'cause I love you. Do not.
Wait, are you not actually telling me to heap coals of fire on top of women's heads?
No,
It's a great fucking song,
I'm
by
not.
the way.
Yeah. So that one is, that one is explicitly biblical.
Yes.
But I'm not sure that the narrator takes it the way it was originally meant. But
Not a biblical originalist, whatever. I'm sure there's a phrase for that.
strict biblicalist.
Some artists release, they try to make a record that's good for any occasion, whether you feel up or down, happy or sad, just in a weird mood, whatever. This record has a song for every mood, but maybe if you listen to all the songs back to back, it's not right for whatever mood you're in, because it's not a record for the impatient at all. Like, 'cause it's just number one, so many songs, but it feels like
Yeah.
if you listen to it in like increments of 4 to 5, it's really great. There's some real bangers in there too, and it's like there's at one point Matthew reached out and he says, "I'm not sure what kind of music to classify this as," and I think that's part of what makes it so great is that it isn't really classifiable. It's just there is a song for every mood, but not every song will fit every mood either. So if you get what I'm saying, it was an interesting listen. I found that I definitely enjoyed it more on repeat listens if I broke it up versus trying to listen to all, I think 27 or 28 songs at once. So it's a lot.
I think there are some artists who are there for you wherever you are. They'll have some way to console you or guide you or teach you. Then there are other artists that don't care where you are, and you just have to go to them. When you're ready for them, they'll be there ready for you. maybe we're the latter kind.
Oh, I care.
You care, but well, okay, yeah. What? But enough to be there for I mean, we've ejected people from the audience just for just to show that we could.
Lack of sufficient enthusiasm, I guess.
Okay, no, tell me about that. When was there a time that you ejected an audience member?
Well, it's happened at least a couple of times.
Really?
I think once it was me, actually.
Did I eject you once?
I think I might have been ejected once.
Yeah. You wouldn't have been in the band at the time.
No, I was an audience member at that point.
Yeah. Although I believe one of our drummers, Billy Bin Laden, we ejected him on his last day.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
How forceful are the ejections? Are we talking like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air with DJ Jazzy Jeff getting thrown out the front door, or slightly less than that?
He did that?
You don't remember that? That was like a running gag. They'd always throw Jazz out the front door.
I didn't know that. I mean, I never raised my voice.
No,
Right?
no, you didn't. It was a very honorable rejection of an audience member. It wasn't forceful. It wasn't physical, but It also wasn't shaming them. It was just a like, when we know what needs to happen, and came to an understanding, and then the show could progress.
They once called my name when I came through the door. It seems so very long ago. I better lie low. Slowly but surely I slipped out of style. Of course I was the last to know. I better lie low. I better lie low for a while. Was I pounding too hard on the piano? None of them ever protested. If they'd only said please, I'd have laid off the keys and rested till further notice.
I am kind of curious on the live things, because earlier I'd commented about how there's kind of a song for every mood, but maybe not every song fits every mood. It does seem like, because there are so many songs, just like on this album alone, that it would be easy to put together a set that's like, hey, tonight we feel like rocking out, so we're going to have more rocking numbers. We're going to be more loungy tonight. We're going to be more proselytizing tonight. You could easily do like a strong, like 45 to 60-minute set of songs that are all fit sort of a certain theme. I'm just wondering if that's kind of what happens with the live shows, or if it's also still just a potpourri of different things that you have composed over the years.
Well, I think we probably lean towards the more driving songs for the live shows. I
Mhm.
mean, we don't do those exclusively, but I don't know. There's just something about just needing to maintain a certain level of energy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
But
that
we
means
can't have a
but-
theme though. Sometimes there's a maybe
Oh.
not a theme in song selection as much as just the theme for the evening.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some
Can't remember any. But
I'm just going through the song titles, because I'm not really a song title person. I just listen to the music. I like this song. I like that song. I remember this. I'm just
uh-huh.
looking at the titles right now, and I'm like, how did I miss the biblical connection here? Like, nearly every song has something that's very obviously biblical in reference.
Yeah, or maybe there's something slightly antiquated about the language. I mean, in the titles, many of them, and the titles came first to me, as they usually do. And I was reading the book of Proverbs, and just kind of, I don't know, just riffing with and just coming up with a bunch of titles. And I also did that with Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing, I think is what it was for this one. And so there's something like, there's this one song, "You know not what the day may bring." I wouldn't have thought to formulate it that way, I think, without looking at Shakespeare or I'm pretty sure it was the King James version of the Bible that I was using. Yeah, using.
To word it that way.
Yeah.
That is very KJV. What drew you to look for inspiration in Proverbs?
Well, I guess I had done other advice type songs before, dubious advice type songs before. But I really wanted to focus on that and to have it have a sort of a grand scope. So I thought the Bible would be a good place to go for that, particularly Proverbs. And I think that musicians, when they do go to the Bible, they typically go to Psalms. That would be the number one choice. And of course, those supposedly were written to be sung, or at least some of them. I don't really know, but I don't know that pop music really lends itself to the kind of explorations That Psalms would do, yeah.
I mean, which book would Billy Joel go to for Tell Her About It, or You're Only Human, for instance?
Billy Joel would go straight to Proverbs.
Okay.
Well, we are transmitting to the Elephant Six Collective's headquarters, and we have Kelly on the line to tell us what is happening in the world, the whimsical, wonderful world of the Elephant Six Collective. Tell us the good news. Are we going to be announcing a brand new Olivia Tremor Control record today, Kelly?
Nice try. No, we're not announcing the Olivia record today. But one day, I promise. One day.
There's still hope in the world. Well, tell us what's been going on and what's coming up.
Well, let's talk about new releases first. I just want to plug my new release on Elephant Six that came out in October, Giant Day Alarm. They're still out on the road promoting it, and it's worth checking out when you can. But looking forward, this month, November, on the 7th, we've got Great Lakes have a new album on Happy Happy Birthday to Me called Don't Swim Too Close. It's already up on streaming, but the vinyl will be hitting the streets on November 7th. Also just announced, there is going to be a reissue of Essex Green, Everything is Green, on vinyl. It's coming out on a Spanish label called Dust and Memory, which is the same people who are behind the, I hope I'm saying it correctly, Meritorio Records that put out the High Watermarks record. This is his other label that does reissues, and that's going to be out December 12th. I don't know about US distribution on that. I think he does have some. Pre-orders should be up on his website soon for that. And there's one more release that is not announced yet, but it's a big deal, and it's going to be a reissue on Happy Happy Birthday to Me. So I want everyone to look out for that announcement around mid-November. Yeah, that's all I can say about it. That's all I'm legally allowed to say about it right now. Well, we're going to switch from new releases to videos. The Rishis have a new video series that they're going to be launching starting November 21st. They're going to have a video they made for their song Coloring, which was off their last LP, the self-titled LP. And that will be out on our Elephant Six YouTube channel starting November 21st. And this is the beginning of, I think they said 3. They're hoping to have one out every month, but that will be depending on production timelines. So yeah, we've got that. And speaking of the Elephant Six YouTube channel, it's small, but we're working on it. I've got all the Giant Day official music videos on there. And recently I added a few things from my archive. We put copies of a live Olivia Tremor Control show from 1996. What did I say? 97? I should have wrote this down. That's on there now for people to watch, and a very, very old VHS tape, which I was gifted by Will Westbrook, that has a recording of some very rare Elephant Six performances. Sock the Monkey, which was a band with John Fernandez in it, an early version of the Gerbils with Jeff on drums, and the infamous Clay Bears, probably the only recording of the Clay Bears that exists. And it's on an old moldy VHS tape, so take it as it is. But yeah, those are 2 gems from the archive that we decided to put into the world. So I'm hoping to add lots more stuff there as I get permission to put it up. So if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, that'll give you alerts when new stuff is uploaded there. But we're hoping to add lots more fun stuff there. All right, let's talk about tour dates for November. Very exciting. We've got tour dates from Clay Cole, which is Rebecca Cole, formerly of the Minders and Wild Flag, and currently of Pavement. Rebecca's awesome, and I'm really excited that she's hitting the road to play some of her own songs. Those will be East Coast shows early November. Some of the shows are with Giant Day, so that'll be fun. So check our website for those dates. And hopefully that means Rebecca's also going to be recording some of those tunes in the future. And we also have more tour dates from Giant Day, who are out still supporting their new album. There's dates in early November, mostly in the Northeast, going over as far as, I think, Chicago, Bloomington. Yeah, I see. And some dates in Canada for our Canadian friends. So please look up those dates on the website as well. And near the end of November, here in Athens, we have Cloud Fest, which is John Fernandez's annual festival of artists on his label, Cloud Recordings. So it's an exciting time for John. And that Cloud Fest is on November 29th here in Athens, if you want to look that up as well, if you're in the area. And looking forward to December, there will be a Ladybug Transistor with Giant Day tour, also in the Northeast. So my apologies to the West Coast for being left out. But those tickets are on sale now for those dates. And I've been told that some of the dates are getting close to selling out. So if you're thinking about going, look up tickets for those shows in advance so you don't get left out in the cold. And one last thing I just want to remind people, we talked about it last month. There is a new Apples in Stereo biography that will be coming out in December. Pre-orders are up now. It's being published through J-Card Press, and we have the link on the website to do the pre-order. I will also eventually have copies for the Elephant Six website, probably closer to the end of November. So if you're going to be doing your holiday shopping on the website and you want to wait a little bit, I'll have those up probably after Thanksgiving. And that's all I have to say about November.
Don't you believe the fucked up things that you read are gonna happen? Yeah. I know you believe the fucked up things that you read are gonna happen. Yeah.
And now back to the shut-ups.
You know not what the day may bring. It may bring a revolution versus you alone. It may bring a fluffy creature to your backyard, a glitchy hologram, a change of heart, an open mind, an extra body part. It may bring a telegram, anonymous cigars, doo-doo-doo, or carolers that sing. You know not what the day may bring. It may bring a naked lady to your place of work. It may bring the second coming of Emmanuel, an enigmatic.
So yeah, the Psalms. I mean, there's some though that seem to be about rejoicing at the downfall of your enemies. Those ones are kind of challenging.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't know anything about the book of Psalms. I just learn, or Proverbs, or any of these books, really. I just learned how to play Don's songs. I don't know who this Chris guy is I keep referring to. So sorry.
Never heard of this person.
Yeah.
I only know of a Mr. Don Condescending, which is a fantastic name.
Was there some question that we've left unanswered?
No.
Okay, good.
I want to go back to how Matthew had asked, I don't know how to classify this kind of music. What would you call this? And I was thinking about that as I was listening to the record a few times, and I was like, I mean, it's a really tricky album, even just to follow. Like if you just listen to it from a compositional point of perspective, it's kind of hard to get a hold on it, other than it's very unpredictable in many ways. You know, some songs are more driving, as you mentioned. Some songs are more sort of esoteric and kind of weird sort of sonic experiments. But I mean, it's really the only commonality really is the voice and the style of lyrics and things like that. Other than that,
Right. The sensibility, right? Yeah.
yeah, the sensibility is similar between all the songs, but it is a very tricky type of music just to classify as anything. How would you classify yourselves?
I think there's a couple of answers to this.
What's the second one?
It depends on what you say first.
Mm. What I say first?
Yeah, how about you?
I thought you were gonna classify.
Oh, well, I'll give you, in order. Okay, I'm not sure which one I was going to start with.
Okay.
I was going to look at you and see if you were leaping to an answer before I.
No.
Okay.
I never leap to an answer.
No, not. That's not your style. But it's also not my style, which is why we're talking about it now.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
okay,
let's
so
classify away.
all right, so whenever we put out a record, I start to look for ways to tell people about the record, which is one of the reasons I'm glad we're having this conversation. But it makes it hard to know where to look, where are our fans, or our would-be fans, and I think that we have quite a lot of potential for people to enjoy us. But there's not
Absolutely.
a genre that exists right now that you can really use. So I look at like, okay, well, do the Magnetic Fields or Sparks have a new record out, and who's listening to that? How are they getting to it? And I don't know what they call their music either. Not that those are the only two, but they're the first two I can think of. These kinds of artists that write, their songwriting is as important as their style, and the genre can shift a little bit. But you go to those records and you go to those writers for the sensibility. But really, we're talking about what would have been on the radio in 1983 and would have been called rock pop. That's the genre, or pop rock,
The closest thing I could really come up with is like, it almost sounds like here is a singer-songwriter from like, say, 1983 to 1985, like somewhere between Joe Jackson and Billy Joel. And then for whatever reason, they just kept at it and never got the top of the pops or anything like that. They didn't, but they're still doing it. They're still chasing the dream. So it has a little bit of that vibe, but it's evolved.
The second genre that I think we could fit in is one that Don invented for us, which is bottom 40.
There are no worse words than curse words. I'll say it again. There are no worse words than curse words. There are no worse words. And the reason is the Bible says your body is a temple. Your tongue is of your body. And that words defile your tongue. There are no worse words than curse words. I'll say it again.
It's weird. I mean, you joke about like kind of hinting at like maybe this isn't good music, but it is good music for whatever reason. It doesn't sound like anything else that I really listen to regularly, or even if the stuff that it might sound like I don't necessarily like, but I do like this. I mean, just a song like "Remember Me Wrong" or "There Are No Worse Words Than Curse Words." Those are bangers.
The title track in particular is amazing.
Which is the title track.
Oh, do you mean like a dog returning
Oh,
to
yes.
his vomit?
Yes, I'm
Oh,
sorry,
yeah.
because you mentioned Proverbs so many times. I
Yeah.
apologize.
Right.
Oh, yes. Yeah, right. That's the only one. I think that's the only one where I use the word Proverbs.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So many changes happened during the course of this album that I'm generally taken by surprise every like third or fourth song. Like the first time it hits you with "I Will Not Be Moved." It's like, where the fuck did this come from? But it's amazing. It's great.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, one thing I like about double albums is that they allow for sprawl.
Yes.
And I guess the classic example of that would be the Beatles' White Album. A lot of surprises there.
I guess this is a question I'm not quite sure how to phrase without it sounding somewhat gruff, but I'll ask it anyway.
Love it. Bring the
All right.
gruff.
I mean, it's a double CD, but in my mind, it struck me as that there are 4 separate really good albums that you could have released, and instead you go with a double album that has all those songs blended together and restructured and reordered. It's not, I don't think it's a knock on this record, but I do think, I mean, there is the potential that you could have just released 4 separate albums that were in certain vibes or whatever that all would have been pretty strong on their own. I mean, I guess why the choice to do a double album with everything versus just having 3 or 4 releases over time?
I'm attracted to the boldness of the gesture, I guess. I just like to give the sense that we're covering everything, or that we think we're covering everything, every aspect of the human experience.
Was there any consideration? Because one thing that struck me initially when I was listening to it is that this is just a real bang for the buck in terms of the consumer looking to buy a record. Like, you're getting a lot of stuff for your money here. Again, like 27, 28 songs. It's a lot. I mean, was that a consideration at all in terms of doing a double album versus, say, separate releases?
Oh, like to provide value for the consumer?
Yeah.
You can say no.
No, I
don't
mean,
think so.
I think you're just making me think we should charge more for it. You know.
You can make it like wine, and like this. No, this record is really good. This is this is a double CD that's $100, but you will appreciate it more.
Yes. There's some songs in here that I don't think I'd ever want to put on a single disc.
I'm sure you would like to forget, but my darling, I doubt that you will. If you indulge me, I would like to give you some parting advice. The things you can do with a digital image, there are dozens of filters suggesting romance. You soften my features, you won't stay there for long. Remember me always, just remember me wrong. With a virtual wave of a magical wand, you can alter the past. With the shadows pulled out and the highlights put in, I will shine like the sun. In no time at all, I can be disassembled and put back together however you'd like. Make me a hero, righteous, brave, and strong. You'll never forget me, so remember me wrong. Give me the
I was thinking of the Polonius character in Hamlet,
Yeah.
who's this big blowhard kind of guy. And he's, maybe occasionally he's got something useful to say, but
His death was useful.
he doesn't wait around until inspiration strikes. He's constantly dispensing his, so-called wisdom, and not in a necessarily concise way. So I like to let some of these characters sort of ramble on, and to have the music reflect that.
Let them be the complicated and strange people that they are.
And so that meant that the band had there were a couple songs the band had to learn that maybe didn't have repeating parts, or just would wind around quite a bit. And I ordinarily don't want to do that, but but I like it. I liked the idea that if we're gonna sprawl, there should be some moments that are just really sprawling.
But your sprawl is not like Jimi Hendrix's sprawl, for instance. There are a couple of solos, but none of them sound like anybody else's idea of what a solo would be, except for the one that you're denied when the record ends.
You mean the one that you're playing?
The one that I'm playing, yeah. when I go Richard Wright, or Keith Emerson for just a second there, the record says, but you know what that sounds like. We don't need that.
Yeah. Although live, I should say, we let Jason go
for another 10 seconds. Yeah.
No, well, yeah, but do you have a real moment there?
Yeah, I do, and I don't need much more than that.
It ends the show, or at least that's the way we have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stick a knife in my MIDI controller.
I actually you hinted you talked a little bit earlier, Don, about or whatever
Yeah, John.
Mr. Condescending. You talked about how a lot of the songs were this particular album started with the Bible. I'm just kind of curious what the general songwriting process has been like over the past 8 releases, you know. I'm sure there's kind of a protocol that you've generally followed for most of that time.
Most of the time I do start with titles. Titles really focus the mind. You get a sense of what the story is, or what the, when I like a title that I've come up with, I ask myself, okay, well, what would the song be that goes with that title? What is that thing? Whether I go to the music or the lyrics next, I guess has depended on the album. For this one, it was definitely the lyrics first, not in their completed form before going to the music, but just to get a sense of the character and what he had to say. And for the music on this one, I don't even know if you know this, Jason, but I sang the lyrics without going to my keyboard, which is, I usually go to my keyboard and sing stuff to that. But here I was just sort of improvising melodies to these very sketchy lyrics and just keeping what I liked. One of the reasons there are some of these meandering moments in some of these songs is that I meandered originally and liked some of the meandering. So some of the stuff that might ordinarily have been on the cutting room floor, I kept for this.
So if this album were a city being planned, it would be a lot less Detroit and a lot more Boston, where the streets are whatever the paths were that the cows chewed through years before. I've always wanted to do that, actually, to come up with a melody with no harmonic context, but other than just an instinctual one, and then fill in the entire structure underneath it. And now I realize that was just done right near me. I didn't realize it.
Right close.
I've been hassled with a hurtfulness as stubborn as the mercy of the Lord. Been smacked and smeared, cracked up and jeered, harassed and sassed and bludgeoned with a cord. I'm a sensitive man, you should see how easy I bruise when they don't like my news. But give me my old crown of thorns. Where is my flaming baton? Give me my old crown of thorns. My duty pricks me on. I've been vanquished with a villainy as vast as the benevolence of God. Provoke and pray.
Would you say that the style of your music, and I'm not talking necessarily the musical style, would you say that it's satirical at all?
I don't know. I'm resisting that word, but I'll give you humorous. I'll give you hilarious even. Why not? If I'm giving them humorous.
It's material that is presented somewhat seriously, but then there are moments that are kind of like a wink, but then also earnestness to it. So it's like, it feels like it's both satirical and serious at the same time. It's like a celebration of the content, the lyrics, and some of the music going on. But I mean, it's like you're listening to it and you're smiling about certain things, but you're also enjoying and appreciating it just as a sort of a work of, for lack of a better word, art. I mean, compositionally, I found it really interesting. It's not like Weird Al satirical, which is no disrespect to Weird Al. I love him, actually. I actually wanted to name my oldest daughter
Right.
after Weird Al, but my wife wouldn't let me.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I'm
Your daughter,
sorry to-
your daughter, weird. Okay.
sorry to hear that.
yeah, no, Weird Al was going to be her name, is what I was very insistent on. But she had a problem with that, so we settled on something else instead.
Mhm.
Moon Unit is what you called her. Yeah.
It's humorous without poking fun. It's just trying to be humorous, but I don't know. It just feels like it's presented. It's almost like you had mentioned Moon Unit, but it is almost in like a Zappa-ish way where you're not shitting on the music. I mean, the music is still, even though you sound very different, there's some compositional similarities. But yeah, it's not, that's what struck me anyway. And who the hell am I? I'm just some idiot who wanted to name his daughter Weird Al. So,
I'm interested in writing from the point of view of narrators who might, like, if I met them, I might find them unseemly in some way,
Sure.
or severely lacking in the way that people can be. And I don't know, if you let people talk long enough, and they'll try to justify themselves, and there's something a little bit ridiculous in how they do that. And so I'm interested in getting to that. And so that's kind of funny. So I guess the surprising part, were you saying, Rudy, that there's some of it that seems earnest? That's more surprising.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's not the right word, but it just seemed like, where I think, like, say, Weird Al he's writing a satirical song that is like just poking fun at the lyrics or whatever. It kind of denigrates the music. To me, it feels like the earnestness is that, like, hey, yeah, we're going to be a little funny, but we're still serious about the music we're playing. I mean, I guess that's where it's more Zappa-ish.
I think that's the difference. I think you're exactly right. Now, the band that I would most put you guys up against, and I'm trying, like, I don't want to offend anybody, but what you would most remind me of is Ween, because of the way that Ween approaches making music. Yes, they're funny, but they take it real fucking seriously.
Well, I'm maybe not as familiar with their catalog as some.
Yeah, I like a lot of Ween. So with Weird Al, I think the big difference is obvious. Like, there's not a specific song or even a genre that we're trying to parody most of the time, but there might be something that's referenced on the way to getting where we're going. But that's not the point of it.
Right.
Ween, I really like their ability to change how they sound a lot, but I always feel like I'm listening to a prank phone call tape.
But have you listened to the Mollusk? Because that album is a work of genius.
I need to give the Mollusk a little more time. Chocolate and Cheese is my go-to.
Chocolate and Cheese is great. I just listened to it last night.
But it's always I don't know what I'm not going to find the right words for how it feels. But if I listen to a prank phone call tape, I don't listen to a lot of them because it just feels so dishonest. Like like you're in on the joke. We're fucking with somebody.
I gotcha.
You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that Ween feel like that, but I feel like that listening to Ween. So so it's always a little hard for me to appreciate them the way they might intend to be appreciated. Where I don't think that Don's songs do that necessarily.
No, I think you're right. And thank you for participating in the section of the show where I try to force everyone to listen to Ween.
Let's hang out and listen to Ween. I'd love to.
Yes.
But I'm always very interested in. I want to know who people think we sound like, because I don't know who we sound like, even though I feel like we sound like lots of things and nothing at the same time.
I don't think you sound like Ween. In terms of like, and when I'm thinking of the Mollusk in particular, because of the approach.
Gotcha. Okay.
The Mollusk is clever and funny, but there's also beautiful folk songs hidden in there.
Right. And the Mollusk is more of a thematically united record, right? Like it's got.
It is.
Okay.
It is. Yes.
Cool. All right. Well, it's time to dive back into the Mollusk. Our other guitarist, our main guitarist, Ben Spraker, will be shocked that I don't know the Mollusk, probably. Sorry, Ben.
Fair enough.
They say that every rose has its thorn, but when the cuts are keen, and you never even seen what else grows, why suppose that something sweet will bloom before you meet your doom? Not every thorn has a rose. Not every thorn has a rose. Not every thorn has its rose. You suffer digging through every finger pricking. You've been taking a licking. Does that make you heroic? There's no limit.
I want to talk a little bit about the record, the Proverbs record. What is the deal on when and how is it being released and all that? And I think we're here to promote that.
Yeah. Thank you for saying so. Yes. This is coming out on Attaboy Tapes on September 5th. We'll be doing shows regionally as we can. If you're familiar with Attaboy, they're an Athens label that has mainly done cassettes in the past, but now they're doing. We've ushered them into the CD era.
Yeah, no tape was harmed in the making of this album or touched.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
There's no tape at all.
All right, so this go around tackled the Bible in a way. Future plans. It is so different now that I think of this as like kind of a biblical concept album.
Yeah. Since the third album, we've been doing concept albums, I'd say, right?
Yeah.
The third one, the stud album, was about seduction strategies. And that one, there was a book that inspired that too, with Robert Greene's book about, I think it was called The Art of Seduction. And then Imaginary Dancer was a dance album about alienation. And
a song by song rebuttal.
Oh yeah, song by song rebuttal to the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack.
I guess I'm just sort of thinking of the name, the Shut Ups. I mean, it's kind of like it just keeps going. I mean, just the fact that there's so many songs on all of the releases. I don't know. I mean, I guess what was the thought behind the name, the Shut Ups? Was it kind of like, hey, we are going to smother you with this music? Whether you like it or not, you're going to get a lot of it. I don't know.
Just shut you up. I don't think I thought of it that way.
I think wasn't it offered by Kay Stanton? I believe that she came up with the name.
I thought it was Brian Poole.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, but I don't know if they offered it in thinking about what this band should be, but just like, hey, there should be a band called the Shut Ups.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked it. And I guess one reason to like it is sort of what you said, that it conveys maybe a certain attitude. But also, I don't know, there's something about that first album in particular. It's shut up in the sense of being sort of closed off. Isolated, yeah. Probably not just the first album, but I remember thinking some of those pictures on the first album, they're all pictures of me as a child.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that are in color, I'm enjoying myself making music. You know, when on the cover, there's the one where I'm playing piano with my grandmother as maybe a 5-year-old or something.
Mm.
And then there's the other picture with the
Or
guitar where I'm sitting there with a guitar, like a Mickey Mouse guitar or something.
But then on the fold out insert, you're
Mhm.
you're on a playground in a contraption that looks like a jail. There are these bars in front of you.
Yeah, that was black and white.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that song "I'm Still Living at Home" is on there. So there almost is a concept to that one of isolation, which would probably be the. I feel like it's not a name that encapsulates everything that we do, but there is that play there, I think.
Yeah,
it's kind of like some people think of the Beach Boys and Brian Wilson songs as being about the beach, but they're actually about being not at the beach. They're about being at home and being very lonely most of the time.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You know that song, not by the Beach Boys, but obviously influenced by them, the New York's a Lonely Town, when you're the only surfer boy around?
I don't know that one. Who's that by?
Mm-hmm.
Is it like I don't know, I want to say the Trade Winds or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
It's cool. It's folks, moving to California and you can't go surfing anymore. His Woody's outside covered with snow. Nowhere to go now.
He brought his Woody to New York. He's gonna. Surf along the Hudson, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know.
Hopefully he joined the Ramones. It was okay.
Yeah, I love songs that break your heart like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Good heartbreaker songs.
It would be pretty sad to go anywhere with a Woody and have no friends and be all alone.
I found him at a dead-end joint out on the edge of town. I got him talking about the working man, and I listened with a frown. Well, I don't know much about the working man, but one thing I do know is, mister, this guy is a fan. And now I'm friends with Bruce, and I'm pretty glad about it.
Up next on Don't Bother Wearing Seatbelts, we'll be taking things back to the beginning with a repost of our very first episode. It's a discussion of Black Foliage by Olivia Tremor Control with John Kieran Fernandez. If you don't want to wait 2 weeks to hear it or any other older episodes, you can find the original back installments of Don't Bother Wearing Seatbelts on the Discog Graffiti Podcast Patreon for a small fee. And speaking of Don't Bother Wearing Seatbelts, also has its own Patreon account. While our show remains free, a $1 monthly membership allows you to participate in our monthly giveaways and to help us keep the proverbial lights on. Until next time, listen to great music and do what brings you joy and fulfillment.